Lost kids.
Yes, right. We are back with the Mokhul Empire, and
Happy birthday!
oh my god, that background is beautiful. I fucking love
Cheers,
it.
Leo.
Yeah.
Cheers, birthday.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you. And for my birthday, I'll be playing D&D.
Cheers.
My friends. Right, we need to
I
catch
asked
up.
for.
Arle wasn't here last time, so basically, where we left off, they headed further into the dungeon, and first things first, they found a centaur that was a corpse covered in treasure. The moment they tried to touch the treasure, the cliche thing happened, and it activated. It turns out to be a mummy centaur. They headed further down, because Lantix was like, I need to find my Berserker's axe, and fell down a hole in the floor. And you guys continued on and found a kind of secret room that had been broken into, and all of the spiders inside had already been killed. And this is when Gwendef did her thing and found out that El Diablo had been here, and he had taken something from a chest in the room. And Gwendef found a note which she read but quickly pocketed. And you guys turned around and was like, wait, where's Lantix? And Grildar was the one that deduced that I think he jumped off the edge of the dungeon. He couldn't be without his Berserker's axe no more and decided to swan dive into the darkness.
All right, then.
Yeah, meanwhile, down in the depths, Lantix had been wrapped up in web and met Ramshuk, the fiendish abyssal spider that lurked in the depths in this dungeon. And was bitten and knocked out. And everyone decided they were going to leap off to help him, and a boss battle ensued. But it was a very, very risky boss battle because the creature was quite powerful, and Gwendef was still up in the up on the second floor of the dungeon, firing down upon it until it leapt up to attack her. And then, in the end, the battle was won, and you guys felt the entire monolith shake, like vibrate, as if it was moving, and then celestial energy burst out from this altar in this room that you're in and completely purified the dungeon, knocked every web away, cleaned every surface, and the celestial temple dog appeared and said thank you, and he would be willing to teleport you to the resting area in the monolith, which you did. And you hadn't been to this room before because previously it had an arcane lock on it. And inside you guys found a bunch of notes from the cleric of Bastet, or the paladin of Bastet that used to live here. A deck of cards where Lantix found a specific magical card with a green gem on it, and he pocketed that. And there was a table full of weaponry, like every weaponry you could ever want, quite pristine and quite usable. I believe you found some scrolls as well. And then
I got a magical spear from the weapons.
You found a magical javelin, a draconic javelin.
I don't think I found it, I think someone else found it, but then I commandeered it.
Yeah, and you guys headed out and explored the rest of the dungeon, eventually coming across a carrion crawler in a room full of bones. Not before, actually, you found a mirror that let loose 8 shadows, which absolutely decimated Macro's shadow strength.
Fucking rinsed me.
Yeah, I think your strength's now 12, isn't it?
Yeah. Dex is literally a more viable stat. I need a dagger.
Yeah, they just flew out of the mirror, and each one of them dropped a crown that was worth 50 gold pieces. You carried on moving, and you found a small temple where a permanent magic circle had been set, and a bearded devil inside tried to persuade you all to let him out. None of you did, because eventually he revealed his true colours. That true colour was he was an arsehole. And after you guys left him, he was like, fine, I'll eventually get out and I'll find you. I'll copy over to the map because it'll make more sense once you're there. Okay, so you climbed back to this tower and saw the sarcophagus below. Macro set a rope down and abseiled down, found the Berserker's axe embedded in the sarcophagus where you guys had thrown it from above. And he decided that he wasn't going to touch the Berserker's axe, but lift the sarcophagus, and you saw this creature laying there, and his eyes opened, his yellow glowing eyes opened, and he just hissed towards Macra. And that's when I need you all to roll initiative, because it's about to attack.
How rude.
Oh, Lord.
Why
so
are all
pretty.
the fucking tokens translucent again? So annoying. Oh, nice.
Oh, look at us. Go, Curtis.
Let's go. A pitiful 13.
Am I supposed to be able to see this thing?
It's
Yeah.
just in front of me.
Yeah, it's below
It's
you.
you.
It's below you by about 30 feet.
It's just Oh, there. Okay.
Alright. So as it goes to climb out of the sarcophagus, Gwendeth, it is your turn first.
I shoot thing with bow twice.
Of course you do.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Alright, let me check the roll. Sorry, I was busy looking. Oh my god, you crit. Alright. Alright, so the arrow hits it.
1 damage.
Yeah, well, it hits it clean in the pectoral muscle and bursts out the back. What you notice is the wound seemed to close around, and you notice that your arrow's moving inside of its muscles, being forced out.
Yeah. Was it 1 hit or 2 hits?
Oh, you both hit. Sorry, yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Alright. Alright, he's like, ugh, ugh, ugh. Anything else?
I had my
Gwendeth?
turn.
Alright.
Nah, that's good.
Macro.
Do I throw him off? And then I get really wound up looking at him. And pop my last rage.
Poor guy. Just, he doesn't mean to piss you off. Alright, so you rage.
With his face, though. And blow up inside and realise I've got no fucking strength still, but I'm still pretty good at grappling shit, so I will try to tussle with this motherfucker.
Alright.
Oh my god, it's still +7 even though I've got 12 strength. Oh, get it. 23.
Alright, one moment.
You're already rolling with advantage, so it should be a 20.
Oh, right, okay.
Alright, yes, you managed to grapple him. And I will put that to GM from now.
Oh, right, okay. How do I turn that off? Why is that doing that? Just that one with advantage? Oh, no,
I've set it up to roll with advantage, but then taking the 23 is double advantage.
Ah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's like double. Yeah, it's doubled each one. No, is that yeah? So I'll double in size and then lock him in my grip. Is he finished standing up yet, or is he still laying down in the sarcophagus?
Annoyingly, he's still laying down the sarcophagus.
Okay, that's it.
Which means
that
I will give that
mean...
to Gwendeth because I did. Yeah, it's my bad. It's a GM.
Was a 15 hit him?
15 hits him. Yes.
Oh, it doesn't matter then, does it? Because even with disadvantage, you're still gonna pop him twice. Sound. That's me done.
All right. Chester Decker, sir.
Ah! I feel rejuvenated. I feel excellent. For fuck's sake, my newest spell is a touch range.
Aha!
Ah! I will run here.
Get down here then.
Okay.
And I will... Sorry, Macro. Light him up. With a fresh... The fuck is all these spells? I've forgotten them all. There we go.
I was going through the watching the VOD the other day, and I realised you don't use your quill flute spells.
I know, I haven't used them in ages. I'll have to do it.
You attach us in this laughter, cure wounds, and fairy fire once each inside your quill flute.
Yeah. I'll use the quill fruit there then.
Yeah, fair enough.
Macra! It must be tender. It must be passionate when you hug him.
Must be tender and passionate. Alright, so you notice that the fairy fire explodes around him, and he just wipes his hand away and it doesn't stick.
Macra, that's D8 now as well.
Oh, nice. Does he have disadvantage on his save on fairy fire if I'm grappling him?
No.
I thought he did did he not get desk? Maybe if you're prone or if you're being grappled, one of them. Neither of them cause no. Never mind.
And my turn.
All right, Grildar.
Restraint does that. On the rest.
Restrain. That's what I'm thinking of.
I'll move over here. And, I'll try and force start him.
All right.
Well, such a shame that he's he's prone. So that's
probably even better not being prone.
16 damage instead.
Is it force damage? Yeah.
Yeah, 16 force damage.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
How's this terrain work? Is it just like a floating thing that's over there?
Yeah, it's kind of like
Nothing
a thick kind of like top platform that narrows to a tunnel and like a thin tower underneath it that goes all the way to the bottom. But
Right,
that platform that Macro is standing on is 30 foot below you.
Yeah, so I could jump over, but I would fall.
Yeah, you'd fall 30 feet.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so you just arc this force dart, and it hits him in the shoulder.
That'll be my turn.
Alright, the single task automaton.
Did you say it's like 30 foot down or something?
Yeah.
Might as well skip over the automaton then? Because he can get down there, but I doubt he'll be getting back up again.
I can bring him back up.
Alright, so the creature stands and, grappling with you, decides to make a...
Does he stand, sorry? I'll let him stand up. I want him to stand up, to be fair.
I mean, he can, even when you're
Unless
grappling
he's
him.
grappled, he can't.
Oh.
Oh, your speed
Needs
is
to use
0,
movement.
isn't it?
Yeah. I'll let him stand up, though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm letting him stand up.
Oh, you're gonna regret that. Alright, what's your AC?
16, 15.
Alright, can you make a con save as his claw embeds deep into your shoulder?
22.
Nice, so you do pass, but you take 11 slashing damage as his claw embeds into you.
Reduced to 5.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And then the next one. Ah! Can you make another constitution saving throw?
Motherfucker. What's going to be easy? 25.
Yeah. And you take a total of 6 slashing damage, or minimum on the second claw. Well,
Is that 6 you've
is-
rounded down?
no, that's the. Yeah, it's 3 for you, yeah.
3.
Alright, Lantix.
I think Lantic's just gonna fly a hard like needle at him.
Yep, and it embeds into his chest. He doesn't seem to like that much.
Good. Well, that's what I want. I'll just move back over here a little bit, and that's me.
Alright, Gwendef.
I forgot to put Slayer's Prayer on it last turn, so I'm doing that now.
That would have been a lot more crit damage.
It would have been, and then I shoot it twice with my
Yep.
bow.
Alright, so second one hits.
Okay, so here's the Slayer's Prayer damage. It's 2!
That doesn't seem that effective. It seems like he's more affected by the force of the arrow hitting him as it smashes against his body.
I end my turn.
Alright, Macro.
Menacingly.
I'm throwing him off. No one's told me otherwise. And I'll just move in line there and then make a shove attack to just throw him off the last 5 foot. 'Cause
Alright.
I think that's how it... There's no written rules about this, but I reckon that's how it
Alright,
should
make
work.
an athletics check. Yeah, and you push him and you hear... Doof.
Oh yeah, once I push him, I choose to let go whenever I want.
Alright, so... Do you want to roll 10d6?
I do indeed.
He could survive.
Yeah, those rules are so silly with surviving high falls.
Alright. As far as you're concerned, he's gone. Combat over.
Sad. I
like
searched the
when you
sarcophagus without touching the axe yet.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
Lantix, could you perhaps drop some light down there and see how he's doing?
Of course I can.
Does someone want to come search this? But not to metagame, but I'm really shit at it.
I'm excellent at most things.
I want to disagree with you, but most information we have are to actually support that statement.
Can I get across
Come
this?
jump then, and I'll let him jump, and I'll catch him whilst I'm still raging.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, nice.
I'll cast light on a rock or something that's lying around and throw it down where he chucked him off.
Right, Lantix, so you've cast light and then throw the rock down following it, and can you roll a perception check?
I mean, maybe Grildar should roll it, because I can't really see.
No, you look down and it's that large kind of clean white marble flooring with that celestial dog standing guard in front of the altar, and you can just see a blood smear. That's it.
The piss of that celestial dog's just fucked him up.
Don't see him down there. Might still be coming back for us. We should be on guard.
I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Alright, so Chester.
Also,
Go
it's
ahead.
so unnerving to hear you talk like this still, Lantix. I can't get used to it.
It is quite disturbing, Mr. Ironblood, but hopefully we'll find a remedy at some point.
Yes, well,
Okay, so
Perhaps when you have a chance, we should try and do something about it.
Oh yeah, what was kind of the
Really
reason why it
unnerving.
turned into a bugbear? Are we saying that he got cursed
he-
by the axe?
it's up to you guys. I
Yep.
can't remember what you said.
No, he
That's,
did
that's
say
what
something.
Lantix assumed, yeah.
Yeah.
Assumed.
Okay, so Chester, the first thing you see is the Berserker's axe embedded in the lid of the sarcophagus. Inside the sarcophagus are 2 bracelets.
Ah, delightful.
I'll
pick 'em up.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, he's picking them up.
The moment you pick them up, you feel the hum of magical energy as the runes light up in them.
And curse you.
Yeah.
It's
Any idea what these are, guys?
Bracelets.
You'll have to bring it back up, Mr. Decker, if I'm to have a look at it.
Ah, of course. Of course. And I'll head towards my kind friend. Have a look at these.
I will do that, Liam, if I can.
Alright, so is everyone prepared to wait 10 minutes while he identifies?
Well, whilst he's doing that,
I wasn't
Grilled
gonna
it.
identify, I was just going to have a look over it with Arcana or something.
Alright, have a look out. Roll me an Arcana check, please. Alright, so there's definitely some sort of magical enchantment embedded into these bronze bracelets. There's something to do with speed, dexterity, reaction. That's what the runes on it describe. Without an identify spell, you can't quite tell its exact properties, but you definitely know it's something to do with applying to somebody's dexterity, initiative, that kind of thing.
They do appear to be magically enchanted in some way, but something to do with speed, dexterity, maybe agility.
Ah, a good find.
Time.
Worthy of heroes such as ourselves.
Naturally. That's why we're here.
Oh, sorry. Whilst that conversation's going on, I'll shout up to Grildo. Have we got anything to wrap this axe in? Because I imagine if I touch it, I'll get very choppy again. Like, pointing at the other bugbear.
Why do you want to take the cursed axe?
Because well, other people don't know it's cursed. We could definitely sell it.
I do believe that is quite unethical, Mr. Ra.
We'd also have to eliminate any try before you buy.
Well, obviously.
I don't know why I went on in there.
Uncurse it.
A moment later, I will just throw down a blanket towards him.
Sound.
Okay.
I mean, Chester, if we're doing the unethical thing and selling it, it would be easier if we let them try before they buy, because then they would want it.
Ah, genius! I can't believe I didn't think of that.
We're not doing it. I just wanted you to know that that's how it would be done.
I just came up with a hilarious joke, and the party were guffawing across the floor of the dungeon. Try before you buy, haha.
I don't... What?
Right, this works in Lord of the Rings, so... And then I try to cover cover it with the blanket, and then try to wedge it out of the sarcophagus.
Make me a sleight of hand check. It doesn't have to be it's not a high DC, but make me one anyway.
Yeah, I'm not...
If we fucking fight someone with that axe again...
Alright, so Macro, you go, how many attunement slots you got?
I think I've
Unless
got
they're-
all of them.
Huh? All of them.
Yeah, I've not got anything
Okay, so
tuned.
you wrap the Berserker's axe up. That's it.
Cool. And then I'll put it on my back with the rest of her shit.
It feels
Whilst it's all
it
all
feels
nice and wrapped up.
like it belongs there.
Ace. And then I'll make my way back up the tower.
Okay.
It doesn't appear to have any adverse effects.
Yeah, we'll. Yeah. It looks like that sentence was going to end with, yeah, we'll sell it on. And you can't quite force some words out anymore.
Okay, guys.
Ah,
What do you want to do now? You feel like you've explored most of it.
I reckon we head back. Job good, well done. Made plenty of money here, I reckon. We've got a table full of weapons in there, Grill. I imagine we fill the sledge up with them. We make a good bit of money off them as well.
I do like money.
That's why we're here.
Just so you know, and you guys would be intelligent enough to know this, but remember that secret door had a one-way level 9 arcane lock on it. You can't get back in.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I left them there to pick up later. We should have left them outside the door.
Yeah, maybe.
Does
Did we get her in there? Did we ask the?
Yeah, no, the dog teleported you in there so that you could rest.
Knock works on arcane locks, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you need to be of equal level, don't you?
Or you could roll Dispel Magic and roll a 19 on your check.
I mean, Chester has done that previously, easily. So.
Nah.
Of course.
I've never rolled beneath a 20.
We absolutely believe you.
Yeah.
Once or twice, the fabled 21.
Alright then. So what's going on? Are you guys heading to the top, or are you going to stay here and rest?
If there's somewhere to rest in here, I'd advocate for that. I'm pretty fucking wasted away at the moment. We can go rest up top, get some fresh air. I imagine it's quite dark and damp down here.
Is that what everyone's doing?
Either or is fine with me. It does appear that we've dealt with this place now.
Yes, I shall make my world-famous fungi soup.
What?
Yes, I will pass on said matter and cook something decent.
Ah, the most colourful ones are the most delicious.
And how many times have you managed to eat that successfully?
Ah, I've never had any complaints. mostly silence, actually.
I'll eat his soup once he makes that. Grandeth is fucking stupid.
Okay, so this is the conversation you guys are having as you head to the top, and there's that familiar room with the illusion, but the illusion is now dispelled, and the corridors look nice and clean, there's no webs. The ground, as you walk up to the top, that sand that you saw covering the top layer with the two sapphires, in the corners of the rooms are now these cyclones of sand, shaped like jackals, but with no lower half, and they, as you walk in, you hear them simultaneously say, "Welcome." And you see that the sapphires are embedded in like a sandstone breastplate over their chest.
Hello there.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back, Curtis.
We are the twin Anubians that guard the blade.
It's a pleasure.
Very good to meet you.
What is it you're guarding exactly, sorry?
They kind of look like
The
this.
Blades, it's the name of the temple. We learnt this barely 20 minutes ago.
Oh, thank God you said that. I forgot that.
Yeah.
And then they begin to go on about saying, "Congratulations. You've cleansed Bastet's blade. Once again, it will serve its true purpose.
Which is...
A weapon."
Ooh.
Ah.
A weapon for who?
Bastet, when he finally returns.
How long has he been gone?
962 years. I think it's 9. It's years 962. Yeah, yes.
Did he give you, like, a duration of when he would come back?
No. He joins the Sundering. Do you need to leave?
I think that will probably be for the best. But, sorry, what is this sundering?
It goes by many names. The
Could I
Shattering,
have one or maybe more?
the Shattering, the Sundering, the Split, Ragnarok.
The breaking?
No, don't be stupid.
What exactly was this event?
The other one begins to speak now. When all of the gods made mortal ward. The reason is still unknown. But they did. And a lot of them died.
How perplexing. But yes, please, take us out.
And they begin casting a spell together, moving in like a dance-like fashion, as the sand forms a stairs, which leads up to the top, the crack in the rooftop, to lead to like the ziggurat that you guys had climbed in through. And the stairs are solid, even though they're not like filled with sand or anything. And the moment you reach the sunlight above you, they say, "Fare thee well. Thank you again."
Anytime.
Okay.
Our pleasure.
As you guys reach out into the sunlight, immediately a cold wind whips across your body, and you're like, oh, it's a bit chilly. And then you look around going, oh. And around you, there's no longer any ground. Like, the ziggurat doesn't lead to ground. And as you peer out across a vast landscape, you realise you're about 300 foot in the air. And then you kind of, like, peer around and quickly deduce that you were... The way you got into this weapon was via its pommel. And you're
How
now...
much rope do we have?
Well, I was hoping that they would perhaps assist us with leaving. I mean,
Hello down there.
The Nubian, you see like a jackal face look up through the gap and go, yes?
Is there by some means that we could potentially leave this place without leaving a rather large splatter?
Oh, I forget mortals cannot do this. And they begin to float up through their cyclone. And he then begins to explain that this monolith, that you call it, is shaped like a big sword. It was originally sheathed in the earth, so it could not be used. No worries. Come here. Touch my hand. And he brings his hand out.
I will touch him.
You have flight for 1 minute.
All right. I begin flying.
All right, and land as you all begin to fly out from the Bastet's blade and begin lowering, you realise that it's unearthed an underground spring or lake, and the crystal blue waters surrounds this this big, huge marble blade, but the base gleams like fire as sunlight reflects off of it, and it's embedded up to maybe halfway into the lake. And the lake's water itself has had time to settle, and you can see the sediment where it's all grey and kind of like a dirty colour, where previously 8 hours, I think it's about 12 hours ago, that you guys cleansed the temple, where it had been pulled, unsheathed out of the earth itself. And the waters are kind of like this kind of greyish colour. And as you guys fly to the nearby shore, the lake is probably about 80 foot in diameter, with like huge rocky sides that lead into the crater, and you can see around you all of these illusions of what looks like ancient warriors guarding the edges of the lake. And as you move near, they make no move or threatening move. It just looks like they're semi-translucent greenish ethereal warriors with high wicker tower shields and long barbarous spears with helmets with peacock feathers shooting back from the middle.
Ah.
So was us clearing these things out a good thing then, or?
I mean, it's a giant weapon, isn't it?
Who's he going to use it against? I don't know, actually. Give me a couple of levels. 25 strength. I reckon I've got that.
You look up at this 300-foot tall sword, and that's only just the half of the blade. The other half is buried in the lake.
Just cracks his thing. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, but the kill-cursed countryside around you is, as you left it, kind of like a woody grove leading out from this place to hilly land. And to the northeast, you can see the starts of the Yellow Sea, a kind of lowland, kind of brackish brown desert made of just kind of cracked wasteland.
Cool.
By looking at the sun, you predict it's probably just past midday. The zenith of the sun has just passed midday, so you guys can rest or start traveling home.
I've just remembered. We get killed that bastard on the barge now. Fantastic. Right,
yeah, the riverboat.
Let's make a move.
I vote against going back.
Where are we going to go? We've got
To
shit to
Thebo.
sell. What?
I want to go to Thebo.
Thebo? Why Thebo?
El Diablo is there.
Right, you make a strong case. I do have children and a zombie wife to go back to, though.
But do you really want to see that zombie wife right now? Don't you rather want to hunt a dragon?
It does sound appealing.
I also need to make a report to Wiltix, Miss Redfoot.
Yeah.
Okay, but think about this. He invited me to come there to a specific place, so he's not gonna expect me to do it. So we'll catch him off guard.
Yes, that would be really great for about the 2 seconds until you get burned.
I've been burnt before.
Are you sure it was El Diablo that
Have you,
killed
though?
your family?
I feel like you're lying when you say you've been burned by a dragon before.
I haven't
emotionally.
exactly. I've been close to the fire. It was in my general vicinity. I've been burnt by other things before. I can't.
It's like saying you drowned because you took a bath.
I don't take baths.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so just imagine I meet up with him in the bar, and then you all jump him. And sure, maybe 2, 3, 4 of us are gonna die, but we might kill him.
Yeah, are you
So,
sure it killed your family? Are you sure there's not something that's slightly more realistic we can go and avenge them by killing?
No,
Maybe we
there's
can find a little dragon, and that'll be
there's
me.
nothing else, just this one.
How do we know that it wasn't you that killed your family? Maybe this is an elaborate ruse.
That's a bit morbid.
You think I would suicide myself against a dragon to pretend I didn't kill my family?
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, like you turning into a bugbear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is quite strange.
About
That's
that,
another good
there's
point. I would
something-
like to return to the university to remove
That's
this
what I was
horrible
getting at.
curse.
Oh god.
Well, where would we get a better price at selling their stuff from? In the main city, or somewhere where the economy's not quite as strong, and maybe their stuff's a bit more valuable?
I've heard in Thebo the economy is much more grateful for these things we have.
Okay, I was about to correct you, but no, you are correct in that assumption. I was about to say the
shit.
economy, no, it's shit. But you were like, don't be grateful. And I was like, yeah, actually, that's correct.
Well, that's my vote, at least, anyway, I guess. But how
Why
much
don't we
longer is
take
this?
the best of both worlds and we can return and then return again to Thebo?
Alright, then, yeah, let's do
the
that.
next thing we do.
Okay, so
I'm
Lantix.
quite happy with this.
Lantix, you are aware that Thebo has a teleportation circle that Zashida has access to. The only problem is you will have to get permission. Teleportation circles in the Empire are like guarded, like real like guarded, because they could be used for certain things. But if you manage to get in and ask Zashida, you might be able to get a favour. It'll cost you, but you know.
I'm sure with my valuable friend Mr. Decker here, we could go anywhere we please.
Aha, that we can. Although, it'll be a little treacherous if we follow, the cross-country route.
You have a better proposal?
Fungi soup, is it?
Oh, yes, I would quite love some, actually, Mr. Decker.
Oh,
What?
Oh,
Did
I think that's a sign that you don't want to be eating that soup, actually.
he blue screen in the middle of saying
Probably.
"Oh"? Amazing.
That
That
soup
is-
seems really effective, actually.
That's quite
You
difficult.
did take cause a lot of silence. That's...
I was about to say roll a survival check, and he just went boom and like went all robotic.
Yeah. I'm just going to pop myself down on the sledge, even though I'm a bugbear now, and begin writing my report for Wiltix.
Nice. Okay, so you guys are currently in the eastern part of the Hadria province, southeast of Thebo. So you're quite near Kilkhurst. You do remember, however, west of here, before you went in the day previous, there was a small, maybe half legion of Theboan warriors, hoplites, hoppers, whatever you want to call them, heading south from here.
Well, let's make a little bit of travel because it's only midday. But then let's bed down for the night pretty early because I'm still feeling pretty fucking pathetic right now.
Okay. What did he say? Because I can't read it.
He apologises for his computer keep crashing.
No
I
problem.
think all that means is that we should take a 5-minute break.
We've only been playing for like 30 minutes.
I mean, yes, but
Someone needs a beer.
no
Go
5-minute
Go
break.
get yourself a beer. We're gonna do. You're gonna have a camping. I'm assuming you're gonna camp overnight somewhere.
Yep.
yep.
All right. So you spend the rest of the day traveling until sundown, and once you get to a nice, basically narrow ravine, I guess Grildar says this would be the best place. It's sheltered from the weather and it's protected from sight. So you guys camp down. there anything anyone would like to do in this? It's quite a clear night. There's a bright stars above you, and at that moment, can everyone roll a perception check? Actually,
I'm really good at those. I'll look at that +1.
oh, you guys,
You have disadvantage on this?
No, it's some weird thing where it keeps asking me to roll advantage or not, even though I've got it on the legacy roll too.
Oh, roll 20.
Alright, so really, just wait for Grilda, and that's it. So yeah, the night goes by uneventful. You do hear a distant howl of a wolf. That's about it. So what do you?
Nothing to worry about.
Evening?
I want to start attuning to my Dragonkin Javelin. Have I got enough fucking attunement slots left anyway?
Yes, you do. Okay, so the Dragonkin Javelin, you, at the beginning of a day, can basically name one of the dragon kinds, and the Javelin will do an extra d6 of damage equal to their breath weapon element type. So if you said Black Dragon, it would do an extra d6 acid damage when you hit.
Nice. Is there any Force Dragons?
There is not.
What colour is one of them?
It does, remember,
Sweet.
it does have all of the metallic colours around one end, and all of the chromatic around the other. You don't know the difference, but... What about you, Lantix? Are you doing any identifying?
Well, I don't have identifier, so that'll be difficult.
Okay.
If you give me a scroll of it, then sure. I'll transcribe said thing.
Okay, did you want to take a look at the card or anything?
I mean, if I can learn anything from it,
Well,
definitely.
like I said, it's got like a divination magic on the card. You can tell it's inside the gemstone somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You can make an Arcana check if you want.
I will do. Classic.
Yeah, you can't really tell what the gemstone does. Although, somewhere in the back of your mind, it's a special type of gemstone that you can't quite get the properties of. You know you've read it, but you just can't. It's at the tip of your mind, just there, but you can't get it.
Okay. I'll get it when I get a message to Zashida, and I'll quiz her on it.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything this camping night?
Yes, eat not fungus soup.
I would like to eat some fungus soup.
Alright, Chester, are you making fungus soup?
A yellow one here,
Make
a red spotted one there.
Make a survival check.
You're all gonna get high off of mushrooms. Right?
All gonna get dead.
Death.
Survival I'm not proficient in.
Naturally. Oh,
Okay, so
13.
Chester, you head from the campsite for maybe an hour, finding mushrooms. Okay, so I'm going to list you a bunch of because you didn't roll high, you didn't roll low, you rolled medium. I'm going to give you a bunch of events, and you're going to say whether you pick the mushroom or not. Okay. So you come across one that's attached to the root of an olive tree. It's like an olive grove, but you can't find like a house or anything like that. It seems to be a wild one. There's this. It's kind of a deep purple color with yellow rings around the top. Do you pick it?
Delicious! Delicious!
Nice. And as you travel a little bit further, you find a small mushroom patch underneath a rock. They're all just white as ghost white. Would you pick them?
Delicious!
Alright, so you
Just
head
gotta
further.
pick them all. Like
Yeah, I
this.
know. And on the way back, finally, you find a very large mushroom. It's maybe about 3 foot tall, quite wide, and it's got red spots, but other than that, it's completely bone white. And as you get closer, it moves slightly, and the red spots seem to bleed.
Delicious.
Delicious! You pulled the punchline from me.
You pull that one back.
Well
and
said.
that one weighs a good couple of pounds because it's so big, and you begin bringing it back to camp. Alright, so you've got the purple, the bone white, and the bleeding.
Look at what I've got.
Oh, that's a big one. That's going to feed me right up.
I'm gonna grill it like a steak.
Mushroom steak.
I
Okay.
thought you were making soup.
Nothing wrong with some sides there, Gwendeth.
Right, so you don't have cooking utensils, do you?
I'm
No,
not
he
sure
has
I have
thievery. He has sleight of hand proficiency, and
Okay, so-
Grildor does.
So you're gonna...
I'll actually, like, since the other people seem enthusiastic about it, I will let him. I will ask him what he wants, and I'll try and help him make something edible out of it, because I do have cook's utensils, and I'm actually trained with them.
Alright,
course.
so you can get advantage, Chester, and also if you want, you can inspire yourself. You know.
I've done this 1,000 times. It's easy.
Alright, cool, fair enough. Can you make what is cook? I guess it's like a intelligence check.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, he's not very clever.
Yeah.
Oh, he gets a nat 20 on that mushroom soup.
Fuck.
It's time for gourmet, bitches.
I love Adrian. Adrian hates it every time you roll well.
I just literally Salt Bay flourish at the end with caviar.
Oh my god. Okay, so it is. Gildar, you're actually rather surprised. You look at it and it does look appetizing, really appetizing. All of you, even Gwendef, who doesn't want to. It smells good. It smells like it could be the best meal you've ever had.
Apparently it does.
Oh my god, yeah.
I rolled wisdom earlier. I'm eating it.
Alright, so Gwendef, you begin to. It is delicious. The spices. One of the mushrooms has a faintly meaty taste. It's delicious. It's kind of like a mushroom with a deep, earthy, meaty taste to it. And it sticks in your mouth. Like the aftertaste lingers, and it has like a second wave, which is more kind of like a salty, savoury taste. Macro?
Does that survival check when I had a glance at the mushrooms before you started pointing at me give me any indication whether it's going to kill me or not?
It looks okay.
Fuck's it, yeah, I eat it then.
Alright.
It is really good.
Can I just go ahead and say that everyone's eating it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god, okay, can you all...
I was always down for
Can
this.
you all make Constitution saving throws?
Delicious.
This is some really good soup.
What
God,
should...
we're just all fucking
Jesus.
tricking balls.
Jesus, we're up with a +7.
Please tell me that I'm the only one good with this. Hang on.
Oof.
Okay,
That's
so
going to be enough save me.
who am I waiting on? Alright, Chester. Alright. So we begin with Gwendef. Gwendef, halfway through the night, you feel really good. Like you know, you feel light, ever light, and the entire world above you, the stars, seem active. And as you look up, you see the warrior with his shield and his spear aimed towards the lioness, and they begin fighting, and you just sit there watching the arena fight, and then you get a little bit angry because it reminds you of the arena back at Mokhul.
It does. It
And
does
you-
remind me of the monkeys.
And you begin sinking into the earth, and it's a very welcoming, kind of warm embrace, and you fall asleep. Alright, so land.
Just remember,
That's it.
don't associate LSD with spiders. No matter what you do, just don't put the two things, LSD and spiders, together. Just don't.
Alright, so we're going to go with Macra. The last thing you saw, Lampix stand up and say, "My axe needs me," and runs off into the darkness. But that's at that point, Macra, that you go, begin hiccuping, and a bubble comes out your mouth, and you're like, what? And it looks like it's got the face of one of your daughters, and she goes, "Help me, Daddy," as she floats off through the field. You begin following, just trying to reach for the bubble, and when you turn back, the campfire looks miles away. Absolutely miles away. It just seems to stretch. You fall down, the ground feels rather soft, and you feel really happy with yourself. And that's when you look down and realise that you're not wearing anything?
It's not bizarre, is it? Though, really.
And
More often, I'm not.
And that's when you see something, an outline in the moonlight, a woman walking towards you. Oh, hello there. Somebody naked in the field. Just my luck. She sits down maybe 5 feet from you, just staring at you, and she's an oldish human woman with long scraggly grey hair, bulbous mole-ridden nose, and she's wearing kind of like a leather cape wrapped around her and a shawl, and she just goes, "Are you okay?"
Can you roll me a 3d6 for attractiveness?
It's a 2. You can't even roll a 2 on a 3d6.
Roll for it.
I'm here to tell you your prophecy, Macra.
I'm not doing anything bad.
Good. You couldn't move even if you wanted, because you're chained to the ground. And that's when you go, huh? And look, and you see the vines attached to your hands and legs. And you go, oh. She says, "What is dead must stay dead."
You may never die.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
If she's allowed, she will kill your friend. He's got claws like a lion. Oh, what do I see now? They're in trouble, Macra. They're in trouble. I'd get home as quickly as I could if I were you. She may see the future, but she doesn't see everything. And she leans in, and then boops you on the nose and goes, bloop, and then stands up and walks off.
Am I still chained to the floor?
No, you look and they're gone, but you're kind of sinking into the grass, like, ah.
Okie dokie. I'll just let my body relax as I sink in.
Chester,
Ah,
you are the best. The music is in you. You are ecstasy. You are a god of beauty. In
tell
fact,
me something new.
as you stand there, the fire goes, you are fantastic. It
Go
goes,
stop.
get naked, Chester. Show them what you're worth.
Are you sure you can handle it?
Yeah, so that moment it'd be Lantix trying to, like, not puke, but looking up towards Chester, who's bent butt naked, just dancing in front of the fire, playing...
Windmilling.
Yeah, oh, God. And,
Try. The fire's dying down. He's trying to just pick it back up while windmilling at it.
opposite,
Go.
opposite the fire, Chester, you see Chad, your master, your sensei. And he goes, look at you, embarrassing. You're just a hot mess.
You've always been jealous of me.
Jealous? And then he begins to take off his tunic, revealing a pallid, sickly body. And he looks down and goes, but Chester, why would you leave me? And he begins to walk through the fire, and his whole body sets alight, and you begin to run, screaming in terror.
Oh, God.
You spend the rest of the hour running away from a flaming Chad.
Oh.
Who has done in high school?
You're absolutely terrified. However, Grildar,
I love the fact that he's literally a flaming Chad as well.
yeah.
Not just his normal
It's flaming.
flaming.
Yep, a flaming Chad. Okay, so Grildar, your dwarvish fortune manages to keep you going for at least an hour before you feel it. And at that point, it's too late. Your dwarven constitution has already, like, consumed this soup. You know what's coming. So you know how best to prepare for it, but your natural one in survival means your fingers, nothing seems to work when you're trying to basically barricade yourself in the tent so you don't go anywhere. Eventually, you burst out the tent, wearing it like a suit, and run off into the woods, screaming that you're a druid.
I mean, I am.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Just
And
wearing, like, metal shield, but...
yeah.
no.
Lantix,
We'll leave that at home.
yeah, we'll see what happens in the morning. Lantix, however, the lowest roll of the lot. You sit there in front of the fire and you laugh at everyone else for a bit, hiccuping, realizing that your actual natural form is resisting somewhat, but then it just gives in. It's like its immune system just breaks down and just lets it in. But it's more like it's held back a tidal wave and then just broke down and let it all in one big wave. And immediately your eyes dilate, and immediately light floods in. You can see all of the stars perfectly, all of their individual shapes. One shaped like a banana, another a pear. You go, what the hell, I need mango. You begin searching for mango. Eventually come across a tree, climb it, get to the top. In the tree, there's another you, and it looks at you. But it's you in your natural form, and it just slops all over the branch and goes, help me, I'm melting, Lantix. Slops to the ground.
Fly me to the moon, Lantix. Fly me to the moon.
Okay, and he forms into a rocket ship, the one that you originally used back on your home planet, and you just soar up towards the skies. And it's beautiful up here. It's cold, lovely, a bit nippy. You look down, you can see the campfire, and it dwindles to a star. But when you reach the stars and you pass out of this planet, out of Midgard's surface, and you see this bright blue, it flips upside down, and suddenly you're falling. Oh, so falling. And then when you wake up, you vomit, projectile vomit, all over Grildar, who just stands there blinking at you. You all wake up in the morning. Well, to be fair, I'm going to say that Gwendef is more prepared in the morning. Gwendef and Makra, they know what... They can kind of remember what happened. However, the rest of you are... Let's just say you've got the biggest hangover. you've ever had.
Let's go, everyone. We have a dragon to hunt.
Yeah, Macro just comes back into camp naked and just picks up his clothes and begins getting dressed like nothing happened. Like,
I won't ask.
in fact, I will say Chester, Grildar, and Lantix suffer a point of exhaustion for 3 days.
What? For 3 days? That's not how exhaustion works.
No, you've got a 3-day hangover.
I feel
Really?
And Liam knows exactly how that works.
Yeah, I mean, I know how that feels, and it's not really going to matter because you're travelling. But for the next couple of days, you do spend your time groggy while you travel, unable to make fast pace.
Why we ever? No. Oh.
Right,
Yeah,
can I get
we're
your
not.
route, by the way? On the map, you're heading into Kilkhurst, but is there a specific route you'd like to take?
I'm a rocket man.
I mean, it would probably help if we knew where Kilkhurst was on the map.
I wrote it in. It's there.
What?
No, it doesn't
It just says J. Jackal Tower. That's on the wrong layer, probably, yeah?
That's a fair point. They're all on the wrong layer.
That'll help.
I was wondering why the map had so little information.
Classic.
Oh God.
We'll do that for now.
Classic.
Person. Right.
Okay, and we are now in Hydria, yeah?
Yeah, you were just on the
Like-
southeastern edge of Hadria, yeah.
I can't believe we're going this all the way this way to use a teleporter to go this way instead of just going this way first.
Yeah, I mean, if it's that far, it doesn't really make sense to go
The
back
only...
to Mokhul first.
Alright, so Nereans here, Macro Archgrilda, will know that Phoeboans do not like the Nereans, and they would never let you use a teleportation circle to get home.
Still.
It's up to you.
Yeah. Let's just get it out of the way now whilst we're here.
I knew
How
you
are we
would
going
come
to
around.
in the city?
Alright, so even though you spent a day travelling away from Thebo, you're going to head back and go there.
I mean, really, poisonous mushroom-based hallucinogenic experiences really switch around your priorities in life.
Yeah,
I thought we were going to Thebo anyway once you said that the teleportation circle was there, but
No, I
Either
said
or.
that if you were to manage to get home, you could convince Sashida to let you use one to get to Thebo.
Right, okay. So where did we start? So we started going home for a day and now...
Yeah,
we're
because
on back to
the idea
Thebo.
is that getting home, you could... Lantix has Paul with Sashida. Whereas if you went to Thebo, you'd have nothing.
Yeah, so we'd have to do this full...
You'd have to
back
come
then.
home anyway.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that trip even if we get the teleportation from Mogul City to Thebo, aren't we? It's up to you lot, boys. I'm not forced.
Well, I'm
Any
obviously
mind
for
altering
one thing.
experiences change people's minds.
I'm quite happy to Thebo.
I knew you would come around, brother.
I don't mind either way.
I feel like I need to get home, but yeah, come on, whilst it's so close.
I
A
feel like
couple of
Chester-
extra days isn't going to hurt.
Right, are we heading to Thebo then?
Yes.
Wow, okay, that was a switcheroo. Alright. Okay, so you begin heading through the Hadrian countryside, a very idyllic, beautiful land. It's hilly and starts to get more mountainous the closer you get to Thebo. It's a land of orange groves and olive groves and orchards. And as you begin to approach Thebo, you pass through a hilly mountain town called Argasi. And there you see that there are what look like nomads selling their wares coming from the Yellow Sea, sorry. And there are like these, every building seems to be painted and plastered white, and everything seems to be tall rather than spacious at the base. And everything is capped in domes, and every dome is painted a vibrant blue or green or red, every different colour, identifying these people as artists, entertainers, and the music filters in from the local tavernas here, and it seems to be quite a bustling little village for how small it is. And you see that the people here, Theboans, are olive-skinned, blue and green-eyed. They have normally dark browns or pitch black hair, wear it in curls, and normally wear it long, whereas the women here wear their hair short, and because they do a lot of the fighting here as well, the local guard work. However, a lot of the people around here are farmers, and you can see a lot of people are heavily muscular, and there's a lot of animals as well. The place smells kind of like dung, but like kind of an earthy kind of farming goodness. And as you approach the marketplace of Argasi to move through it, you see people are shouting out their wares. There's like wines being sold. There's like honeyed sweets. There's one guy from Thebo selling like jars of honeyed locusts and stuff like that. Does anyone want to stop in Argasi?
I'm buying some shit, so it's
Stock up on supplies and offload a few things, maybe.
Yeah, there's... Okay, so one of the biggest shops here looks to be a big-bellied man, and he introduced himself as Cleus, and his company, Cleus's Goods, Goods and Arms, is a wide but thin, narrow shop. You have to kind of like squish between all of like the stuffed-in shelving all the way around the edge, and he's got this huge beer belly that he taps when he speaks. He's got a big, curly, black beard, but wears a turban on his head that's got a jeweled sapphire that hangs down to his forehead. And he just goes, ho, 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 ho. We don't get many of you around here. And strokes through his beard, which is long and has these beads rattling in it. Like, what I mean by that is bugbears.
And you've got 2 for 1 today.
I thought you guys were more of a Nerian lot.
Usually. A bit more nomadic we are.
He just kind of stares at you and goes, well, I am not to judge. Of course, I am a humble merchant. Can I help you? Supplies. Is that what it is?
I'll
Perhaps some trades, maybe.
Right. Grildar, you haven't spoken yet.
I haven't. That's correct.
Okay. Because you've got the most noticeable Nerian accent out of anyone.
What about those, that gold we've got? The
You
crowns.
have gold?
We do, yes.
Let me see.
Who's got it? Who's got it? Come on.
It's in the party loot. 6 golden crowns worth 50 gold pieces. It would be in the bag of holding with Grildar.
Oh, not Atlantic. I'll just nod and take them out.
Right.
Yeah, these things we got.
Oh. And he begins to appraise them. He goes, they're worth 40 gold.
No, they're not.
Are you a master appraiser now? Master Bugbear?
Yes, do you not know Bugbear's innate skills of appraisal?
No, I only know Bugbear's innate skills of roguery.
These are worth at least 70.
70, you say? You make a deception check.
Probably not.
Alright, so he looks at you. You're a wily one. 45.
Come on, don't you know how to haggle?
45.
That's more like it. 65.
45.
70.
45. And how about I give it to you in gemstones so you don't have to carry around a lot of currency?
How about you give us 50? Real quick.
Ooh, you drive a hard bargain there. What did you say your name was?
I didn't. You can call me the Master Appraiser.
The Master Appraiser. Wow, they must make a song about you.
Mr. Decker?
Still be right back, I think.
Yep. Anyway, 50 gold pieces each then.
That seems like a fair price.
6 of them, correct? And he counts them all and he goes, excellent.
I'm sure there were 8 shadows. Did they not all have a crown?
Oh, there were 6. This is Liam saying there were 6. You got 6 crowns.
This
Yeah,
is
it does say
Rocket
6.
saying that there was a terrible recap earlier then.
Yeah, probably.
It does say in the party loot there's 6. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, he says, do you wish it in gemstones or currency, friend?
What do we want?
Half and half.
Half and half it is then.
Alright, so he gives you three sapphires worth 50 gold pieces, and then gives you 15 platinum pieces. Do you want me to confer that up in the party loot?
If you could.
Alright, so 3 times sapphire worth 50 GP and 15 PP. I'll just add it on top of the already PP that's there, yeah? What's so funny, eh?
The PP.
The PP on the PP.
Alright, so Cleus then taps his belly and says, is there anything else I can help you with? Hey! And he just points his finger at a kid. He laughs and runs off and he goes, thieving little shit!
Should I shoot him?
He blinks twice. Seems to ponder it. No. His mother would kill me. Come on. Anything else? Trade. What should you buy from me?
What have you got?
Everything.
They have poison for dragons.
I've got poison, but not for dragons.
They have poison that would work on a dragon.
Who knows?
I'd want you to vouch for it, because it's kind of awkward if you try to poison a dragon, and then, you know, he tastes the poison, and he's like, did you try to poison me? And it doesn't work, and then he eats you.
How about I sell you some belladonna, and you just see if it works?
But no, then we're back to the scenario where I give him the poison, he knows it's poison, and then eats me.
I'm going to be honest with you, dwarf. I've never come across a dragon, and I've never attempted to poison one. Sounds like a mighty fine, stupid idea to me. But if you're going to do it, who am I to stop you?
Well, I might do it. Obviously not now, because you didn't have poison.
I got some belladonna.
And you just call it stupid.
Well, we have discussed you can't vouch that it works on dragons.
No, but I know it's pretty potent.
You know what's more stupid than poisoning a dragon? Attempting to do it and failing.
I mean, they were your words.
Before we go and buy stuff, should we split what we've got here? By my reckoning, I make it about 380 gold pieces apiece.
Sure, I'll take the 384 gold pieces.
Do you want to delete the stuff that you've changed up, Antics?
Well, I'm asking people, but
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to split the money, that's fine.
We won't divvy it up now, yeah. Or
Assuming that it's actually correct.
I'll take the money.
I used the
how much money
calculator,
do we
so I hope it is.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Landix bullshitting, but...
It's 380 gold and 1 silver piece, 6 copper pieces.
Yeah, I'll just skip that. The change.
We don't do small cash here. This isn't, you know...
What was the gold amount, sorry? 100
380.
380. Fantastic.
And then I'll just let you delete the stuff that you've changed up.
Oh, I'm feeling quite flush now. Is there anything we really need to buy? Oh yeah, is there anywhere local we can get stuff on? I mean, I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be the one to say this because I'd be like, never mind.
Anyway,
As the axe takes control of me again.
No, it doesn't take control of you. You're fine. Cleus does say, puts on like a monocle of some sorts, like a binocle, and just goes, "You've got magical arms."
Well, I've got 2, but one seems to be slightly mischievous. Is there any way we can make it less mischievous?
What do you mean?
Yeah, it makes you want to kill your friends.
Ha! Oh no, you're serious. You've got a cursed item.
Uh-huh. We're clearing rights on one of the monoliths where we've got them crowns from.
Well, if I were you, I'd visit the shrine to Perseus.
Ah, good idea. How much? Do you know any idea how much they're going to charge me for it?
Well, the cleric there, she's a good egg. And if you are truly cursed, she would probably remove the curse for you.
Ah. What about on an item?
What do you mean?
Same deal?
What do you mean, item?
Like on a weapon, like a cursed weapon.
Mr. R, just to interject here, I believe your knowledge of magical items might be failing you slightly, but if you remove the curse on it, you'll probably just be left with an axe.
It tends
to come as a whole package normally.
Oh, man.
I suspect it would lose all its other properties as well.
It's still a pretty axe. I try to get a valuation. Oh no, I'm maybe no good at that. I'll look at it and try to figure out how valuable the axe is going to be. I guess I'll show the guy, how much is this worth if it's just an axe?
May I touch it?
No.
Then I cannot tell you.
Put some really thick gloves on, and maybe.
I cannot.
That's definitely not going to work.
The magic does not work unless I touch the item.
Alright, yeah, no, you're not going to be able to touch it, or it's definitely going to... You're definitely going to want to choppy RWEs. Yeah. Just... Yeah.
Then keep your
You
axe.
eyeball it?
No.
Ugh. Why did I bother bringing this axe then? No reason at all.
You wanted to bring it. I said we shouldn't. Atlantic
we
said it
could
was unethical.
Oh, fuck the...
I do recall that being the case.
Would you want a cursed axe to sell unethically?
We should not be doing this.
No.
It's unethical.
Yeah,
Oh, I was sure you would go for it. You seem like the kind of seedy shop owner.
No. I mean, Cleus Goods and Arms only deals in the most best magical arms.
You were gonna sell me poison.
You wanted it.
Yeah, but it's still worse to sell poison to
You
someone.
asked me. Don't go blaming me as some sort of black market dealer. Sometimes you can use belladonna for medicines.
But how often does that happen?
Not frequently, mind. Not frequently. But I've heard of people using it to see in the dark. You know, you put a little dab underneath your eyes, it makes your pupils larger, and you can see more in the dark.
Is that how... I would like to buy some poison.
You'd wish for some belladonna. He brings
poison.
out a 10 ml vial and goes, 50 gold pieces.
Okay, if that dragon eats me, we're through.
He goes, well then, I'm assuming that I would be fine, and you would never come back.
I'll haunt you.
Wow.
Haunt the
Famously
shit out of
good
you.
ghosts.
Where from? The dragon's anus?
If I have to, I'll climb out of it in my ghostly form, and I'll come all the way here, and you'll be haunted by a shit ghost.
He'll probably shit you over the countryside from Treo to Fowls.
Well, I've travelled the way before, I can come back.
Oh, fair enough. One of those, are we?
We need to find someone shady we can sell this axe to.
Okay, just so
This
you know,
guy's not
belladonna
shady.
is basically deadly nightshade, you know, so...
I mean, I'll try it.
Yeah.
That dragon's gonna get poisoned.
Nice.
Just dip your pinky in.
So, what other wares do you have, bar poison?
I have most adventuring gear, I have some potions, and I also have some magical items.
Do you have any scrolls?
I do, yes. I have several weak scrolls that... well, Thebo has a law about higher level scrolls being sold, so I only have, like, minor scrolls.
Well, let me peruse what you have, please.
Okay, so he brings out 4 scrolls. And this is when Liam loads up his thingy.
I want to point out it took me 5 attempts to spell vile correctly. And I still had to Google it.
Wow, 5 attempts at 4
What
letters.
were the first attempts? How did you try?
Well, I first put V-I-L-E in there.
Nice. At least that's an actual word. I like it.
And then I put V-I-A-L-E.
Vial.
Yeah.
Well, that just seemed very wrong, so I went back to V-I-L-E.
V-L-I-E.
And then I googled it. And then spelled vile.
I like how it required a Google.
Look, I'm a millennial, of course I'll Google it.
How does that work exactly? Like you're misspelling something and you're looking for the spelling.
Well, I Google translated the German word into the English one.
Produce.
Those are the scrolls he has.
Oh, nice.
Yes, this last one.
Oh,
How much do you want for this?
100.
100 silver pieces. That is a deal.
I did not say silver. I said
That was
platinum.
unfortunate for you.
I said platinum.
Did anyone else hear copper?
Alright, well,
Shall we settle on 75 gold pieces?
can you make a persuasion check, Lance?
I will give it my very best.
You are haggling a lot with this poison merchant.
He says the scroll is ideally worth 100 gold pieces.
But this
In
is
an
not an
ideal
ideal
world.
world, so here's 90.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Oh, I can't even speak anymore. I'm flabbergasted by his brilliance. He is a master appraiser. Here, take the 100. You've earned it.
Thank you. And you just give him back the currency that he had given you. And he's like, ding, 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 ding. And he passes the scroll over. And would you like a scroll case for 5 gold pieces?
No, that's quite all right. I'm going to inscribe this now. Thank you.
Oh, fair enough. You're a wizard.
Of the sorts, yes.
Oh. See, I was just learnt basic magic in my younger years. One would say I'm magically adept.
One could say that indeed.
He just kind of used prestidigitation to clean some dust. It's that and identify.
And yeah, he just kind of... I just sit down and just start reading over the scroll.
And he goes, what about you? And he points towards Chester.
Me, sir?
I have a perfect item for you. And he brings out another scroll.
Pray tell. I've seen it many a times, but explain it to me.
Well, friend, this scroll is a scroll of hideous puns.
I'm not very good at those.
Really need a scroll for that.
Yes, the scroll is inscribed with 10 hideous puns by mine own hand, each imbibed with enchantment magic. You can read it, and an affected target is affected by the hideous laughter spell, except that the effect only lasts for 1 round.
And a light. And what would this set me back, good sir?
He says 50 gold pieces.
50. A little steep. I'm good, thank you.
So be it.
I'm sorry, but I've only got 25. Literally just flicks 25 out of the 300 he's just been given.
Okay, so anyone else want to?
Oh, did I get some gold?
Yeah,
You've just got 380 pieces, my friend.
You have a deal, good sir.
You're not even bartering. God damn it! You've got the best charisma.
Oh, retconned the shit out of that, didn't you? All right, so it's the scroll of hideous puns.
Delightful. Good sir, a word, if you were.
It's right there in the Reddit link.
No, as in, no, not that. I'm calling the guy over. A word.
Yes.
Perhaps we've got somewhere we can speak in a bit more of a private fashion.
He looks at the rest of you in his shop, says, "Whisper."
All right, yeah, fine.
Whoa.
I wondered if you had any old books on magic. I'm not talking about magic itself. I'm talking about history. You know, the history behind it. I'm a bit of a collector, you see.
Okay, what specific type of magic are you after?
The older, the better, please. I'm not any specifics, just history. You know, something old.
I've got some books. Give me a moment. He disappears behind the counter, and behind he like passes through some beads into a back storage room, and then comes out with a large tome. Maybe 30 seconds later.
What's this?
It says on it, "Histories of Ancient Rituals."
That's just the one. What would it take to part with this, good sir?
20 gold.
I'll give you 10.
Roll persuasion.
My God, I paid full price for the hideous puns one. He's not getting him a discount.
I just gave him poison and I don't know if it's gonna work.
Hang on. Blip.
15.
Done.
Alright, so 15 gold pieces for the Book of Ancient Rituals.
Thank you. Shall we leave, good companions?
I'm pretty happy.
Quite ready.
Sure, got dragon to poison.
I am quite ready, yes.
God, he's gonna die.
Do you want me to make some soup for our stay?
Yeah, not for another couple of months. Maybe next Ascension Day.
All right, sounds good.
I thought the soup was fine.
Okay, guys, so would you like to spend the evening in Argasi, or are you going to just head straight onto Thebo and camp outside?
Stay the night here, may as well. Comfy bed.
Nice people.
Right. So you go to the local taverna, and it's this beautiful kind of patioed restaurant with a side room for where you go to drink and spend the evening. And later in the evening, there is evening entertainment with a host of bards and troubadours. And
Stand aside,
oh, here
you
we go.
amateur.
They look confused. They are olive-skinned, long black-haired Theboans. So they stand aside as this pale Bretonian walks towards the stage. And most of the locals have come in for their evening wine. And they're all kind of heavy in their cups and laughing and going, "Go on! Let's see what you got, Bretonian!"
Well, what haven't I got? Allow me to tell you a tale of the monolith. Isk. And me. I said it right, wasn't it? Monolith? Yes.
They all
Now.
kind of lean back. Ready?
I staved in the mighty door with one hand. My trusty servants, and I'll gesture to the companions, following behind me. There I conversed with gods and spiders, the demon itself, Del Fuego la Arachna.
At this point, there's just a huge sigh and rolling of eyes.
They're
My
all
friend.
cheering. They're all cheering.
He merely shows sarcasm to hide his fear and grief, for Del Fuego la Arachna was a spicy beast. And she sadly robbed him of all his wits. Before I end, return tomorrow for the rest of the tale. Shower me.
They just begin throwing rose petals and silver coins at you. There's copper pieces going everywhere. They're like, "Tell us more about how this dwarf lost his wits."
Ah, the spider was a tricksy, saucy little minx. She seduced him into her web, and when he was there, she sucked it right from his cranium.
I'll just walk up to him at this point and cast Life Thread on him.
Oh no!
Just put my hand on his shoulder. And then just stand there and wait.
Yeah, let's have a look what Life Thread does.
If you walk more than 5 feet away from him, you take damage.
Amazing.
And
You
one of
see,
the
even now, he is dim-witted and attacks his own allies, his own master.
Are we in the tavern?
yeah, the taverna, you're all there.
Grinddeath just goes away and hits the bar.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Yep, nice. And
I'll just continue the tale.
yeah, okay.
Occasionally casting precipitation for some, wind effects and occasional shriek of a maiden that's supposed to be Grilda.
Yeah, I'm just going to grab the nearest stool or chair and just sit there right next to him. Just stare at him.
That's a fucking so good. What a story.
Del fuego la arachna.
La Arachna. Oh dear.
You
I'm
fit,
so glad I can raise my voice seeing as my housemate's out.
yeah, you fit a bard so well, Todd. I must say.
Question, Liam.
Yeah.
Are there any?
Thank you, sir.
Are there any gnomes in this tavern?
All right, make a perception check. Okay, so what you see is there's no gnomes. There's a single dwarf in the corner who seems to be smoking a pipe and watching Chester with some care, like some real like distant stare. There is a single elf behind the bar, but the rest seem to be humans and halflings.
Okay, I was going to spend my evening looking out for a gnome.
All right, and you don't seem to see any. It doesn't. The closer you get to Thebo, you think the less you're going to see, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's especially for example, like most of the gnomes that you know like to go to Mokhul for it's up to date, it's modern, the technology, etc., etc. You think that the closest you'll get is a forest gnome somewhere in the countryside, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. So you spend the night at this tavern, I'm assuming.
Yeah, at some point.
At one, yeah, okay.
Yeah, go on.
No, I was going to say at one point Chester goes to walk away forgetting about the spell and goes "Gah!" as blood squirts out of his mouth.
At some point, like once we're bedding down, I'd like to ritually identify the card.
Ah, all right, Lantix. You begin to cast Identify on the card, right? But something weird happens. Let me get to it. Okay, so as you go to cast Identify, the Identify doesn't work. But what happens is the green gem begins to light up in a bright light, and suddenly you open your eyes, and in front of you stands an elf. He has a goatee, his regal blonde hair looks dishevelled somewhat. Okay, I can just... and in front of you, she says, "I don't know what happened," says an elvish man in front of you. The high winds whip at his dishevelled hair. Sorrow is deeply etched into the lines of his face. A faint redness around his eyes told her that maybe he had been crying or hadn't had the chance to fall into a trance since the events. She briefly feels a kick in her swollen stomach. The life inside of her pained alongside her. They said children in the womb felt the emotions of their mothers, but this was a jest. It had become agony, and not just the pregnancy, the betrayal and the desertion. First her husband was dead, then he was alive, and now he had gone away, following a queen who had once been dead to with him. "It's not good enough," she said. She tried to fight it, but tears fell from her face and blew away with the high winds. The city about her was laid out flat at this height, and to the north the newly formed cliff face was the only thing that didn't feel flat and pointless. The elvish man massaged his bridge of his nose. "Velocial. He made his choice, but I promise I will bring him back. I'll try to bring both of them back." And you, poof, you go flying straight back out of the card, nearly toppling back away from it, breathing deep. You were her.
I've got no idea what this is.
No, it felt like you were her. It felt like you felt her emotions and her sorrow and her abandonment.
This is so bizarre. Not much use though.
Okay, so just so you know, you figure kind of out that if you were to cast higher level spells, you'd unlock more memories.
Okay. Duly noted.
And that's what these cards do.
Okay. It's a memory card.
You don't know who made them. You have no clue how they were made, but the divination magic takes you back or forward. You're not quite sure.
Yeah, okay.
I'm assuming you remember the event that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
Lantix doesn't know.
No, he has no fucking clue.
Did someone just delete the entire party, even all the stuff that we hadn't sold?
Yeah, pretty much. That was the value. Like, unless we will have to sell everything, I just assume that if they're gems, we can trade them for value.
Yeah.
We were being given gems for value.
Ah, well, there's quite a bit more stuff in there that we hadn't sold yet.
It was all just gemstones and.
Okay.
Oh, did you work it out and it ended up everything in the pot? It was at 380, so we haven't got anything like that.
And Cleus would have bought it all off of you anyway, so there was no problem with that. He would have exchanged it all. Okay, so Lantix, is there anything else you'd like to do? The bracelets, maybe?
Yeah, I'll identify them.
Okay, so it's a pair of bracelets of agility. Okay, so there's a very strange magical item. Okay, so 2 people wear these braces. And at any point, one of them, at the beginning of a battle, can add a d8 to their initiative. And it adds to both of the initiatives of whoever wear the braces. So either or can do it. But you can only do it once per day.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll start writing that down for you.
So 2 people wear the braces, and then once per day, both of them get plus d8 to the initiative roll. Right, okay.
Look at you typing loudly.
Will you explain this to us, Lantix?
Yeah, when I get a chance. I assumed this. I said this when we'd gone to bed down and stuff. So,
okay.
I will talk to people in the morning unless we're all in a group communal room or something. I don't know what the scenario is, to be honest. And I also have that on still, so that doesn't help things.
Alrighty then, guys. Settle down in Argasi for the night, and you have a nice rest there. It costs only a silver piece to sleep there, so And that includes a lovely, healthy breakfast in the morning, kind of like a thick loaf of bread with spiced olive oils.
Nice.
It's good that, you know, I've just come back from a Greek island and you guys are heading towards the land that I have actually based on Greece.
Yep, going to Thebes. So the important question is, how long will Chester manage to stay around?
I don't know.
Oh no, he walked off. He walked off stage with a flourish and just disappeared.
Yeah,
Okay, well, then, as you walked off stage, you obviously took 10 hours.
Yeah,
yeah, we went through this.
Liam said that.
Yeah, he vomited blood and then just walked off.
Oh, okay.
I did say, yeah.
Must have, mushroom soup resurgence.
Gross.
Second waves.
Okay, guys, so you leave Argasi the next day, heading towards Thebo, and halfway through that day, the city of Thebo appears in the distant horizon. Because for a while now, the blue mountains that surround Thebo have begun appearing. These white-capped, cloudy-looking, kind of like ominous, steel grey mountains. And as you approach Thebo, it's this just white horseshoe shape of a city that surrounds the base of this mountain. And it has a large kind of plaster white wall that arcs away, but you see one part of it is missing on the far east, and Grildar and Makra both know that is where the siege went straight through some years ago, where you both had it and knocked it down and the city gave up, surrendered. Part of the treaty was they were never able to rebuild their wall. And it's kind of stood as a symbol to most Theboans of their surrender. So it's not kind of like seen in a great light. And as you join the road, it becomes quite busy. And to your right and left, the hilly land is filled with farms, dry stone walls crisscrossing this way. You see a few monasteries, shrines dedicated to Zeus, and many other the pantheon. Pardon me. And you do start to see more different races as you head further towards the city. No longer just human and halflings, the kind of what you think of the farming races. No need to be racist here. But as you approach the city, you do kind of see more kind of hobgoblins, bugbears, more half-elves, and Lantics. You do seem to notice a few gnomes. One of them's on the side of the road going, Hey! You! Come buy this! And he turns something on the back of a doll, and the doll begins slamming a cymbal. Toys! All of the toys you can get!
No, thank you.
Ooh, you're a hairy one.
Apparently so, yes.
Can I interest you in an explosive popper?
Would it kill a dragon if he ate it?
Yes.
You are lying to me.
Yes. Wait, no.
Knew it. Can't fool me.
Watch this, and he brings out a small little cylindrical object, maybe about thumb length. Lights it, and then throws it on the ground. And at that moment, it lets out a cacophonous bang, and the nearby horse just was dragging on a nearby wagon, shits its pants, and just runs off, and the wagon goes bouncing over the hilly land, knocking this dwarf up in the air. And he goes, "Oh, whoa!" And he goes, "Ha ha ha! Look, pop!"
I guess I'll give you a gold just for seeing that.
Thank you, Miss Dwarf. How can I interest you in some toys? What about this? Begins turning a crank on a box. And bang! This thing explodes out the top. And it's what looks like a dragon on a spring. Just bouncing to the left and right, a dragon head.
Marco, you should buy some of these for your children.
I think that dragon one would suit you, Miss Redfoot.
I'm
trying to trigger a PTSD.
I do kind of want it. Right.
You could get practice in. Imagine it's El Diablo.
Are you making a joke out of my quest for revenge to kill the dragon that has murdered my family?
It's like a target dummy, isn't it? I feel like you could use it for inspiration.
It's super small. Have you seen a dragon?
No.
But, it's really easy to hit because it's massive.
I thought you were an expert shot.
Well, yeah, because you have to hit specific spots.
That's a specific spot.
It's not really small, right? I buy it.
There's 5 gold pieces, please, miss.
I paid 5 gold pieces.
Excellent. And you guys are just buying, you know, that tap, and you're on the way to a city on the side of the road. And the next store along seems to be a guy selling some carrots.
Yeah, okay, he's not gonna talk me into buying carrots.
This human's like, best carrots in the world, nutritious.
I buy some carrots.
Nice, 10 for 1 silver piece, and he just puts them all into a basket.
I buy 10 carrots.
He goes,
Look
and
how
they're like huge carrots, and they're really delicious.
I eat the delicious carrots.
Yeah, that's a nice breakfast. You gain 1 temporary hit point. Fuck it.
Haha! We're gonna fight that dragon, and this is gonna make all the difference.
You do. Okay, so Thebo has these large marble white gates. They're a archway some 100 feet long with large pillars that keep the middle up, and above that you see a large statue of their patron saint, their hero, Heracles. He stands wide stance with a huge round shield and his hoplite spear aimed down towards the road. And underneath, in Theboan common, which some of you can get, is "He who defends the city lives on eternal."
Oh, I forgot to say those bracelets that we found. I worked out what they did. They're to be used by 2 people. It essentially increases both people's battle awareness.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Might be quicker
Well,
for some of the
who do you
last.
think would benefit from that most? I mean, who? General Frost, do you think would increase our chances of winning?
Well, I
Any
suppose
battle?
anyone that moves quicker, reacts quicker, we're all going to do better.
Yeah, I imagine the least dexterous of us are probably the better one, so I reckon probably you. Looking at Grildor.
Out of curiosity, what's your dex score?
14.
Yeah, mine's 16, so...
Yeah, I'm just looking at you. I'm just being racist because you're a dwarf.
well, I
also
wouldn't
16.
mind having one of them. That allows me to get up front and protect you all better.
There's that.
Perhaps perhaps Macro also could benefit from it, get ahead of everyone.
Maybe.
Could try and block people trying to get to you.
I'll try
What do you
and see
think?
if they fit. Seem like I mean all the magic items.
Just so you know, they don't take on a tuner slot either, so it's not like they're going to hinder you.
Fair enough, then I'm very up for them, then. I'll be all over that.
Yeah, it's just like a weird magic item that's once per day use. It's, you know, situational.
Yep.
Cool. What are they called? Braces of...
Brace of agility.
Sound on.
Remember, you can both use them, and it uses up the entire, and it does it to, so like, Makrar could use it at the beginning of the battle if he's high, and it'll increase Grildar's initiative in the order, and his as well.
It just gives us more chance of remembering to use it.
Yeah, so like, if Grildar decides to use it, it applies to both of you. So Grildar goes, I want to use it.
Alright,
and
so do we get 2 uses then?
no,
or is
you
it
just get one use.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like one use, and it applies to both of you.
Is it
For
per
moments.
long rest or per day?
Yeah, per dawn.
Per dawn.
Yeah, sorry. Thing is,
Sound.
this is what happens when I write them down on my phone and then don't actually write them down properly on Roll20 before we begin. Alright, so you begin to head towards Thebo and you see that the hoplite guards are rather stationary. There's about maybe 24 of them all along the road letting people in. And as you guys walk by, one of them narrows his blue eyes towards you guys. And you see his long hair spills down past his the nose bridge here and past the flaps that go over his ears. And he wears a horsehair Mohican style helmet. And he puts his shield against the wall. And you see their shields are huge shields. And Makrar, you fought them personally, and so has Grildar. Once they get into a phalanx, normally these hoplites are impossible to defeat. But he ditches his shield. You can see that these hoplite guards are rather lazy. None of them have even got their shield on them, and they look kind of weak and not as strong as the ones you guys fought on the front lines during the war. But he does approach you guys, and he goes, "Halt. Now, can I ask your business here in Thebo?"
Dragon slaying.
Fair enough, go on ahead.
Go ahead.
And he just before he goes and he walks back towards the archway that you guys be walking for, he points with his spear. He says, "Go to main square and turn left. Head up the staircase there. On there you find Adventure Guild."
Okay. I was about to inside check this guy to see if he was leading us into a trap, but with the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah. You said Dragon Slayer, and he more automatically the guard's like, "Okay, go to the Adventurers Guild."
Cool. That might actually be worth checking out as well. See if we can go a job for on the way back to Mokhul.
Got to recruit all of them to, help kill the dragon.
Don't think we've got quite got that money yet, mate.
Well, it's prestigious. You can be like, I killed the
have
dragon.
anything to do around here? I think. Well, why not go? Do you have anything better to do here? Do you have?
Yeah, I guess we can go now whilst he goes dragon slaying, but I kind of want to see this, to be honest.
Okay, so you guys walk in underneath the shadow of the great Heracles bronze statue. And from this side, it's quite funny, because you look up towards it and you can see an arse cheek underneath his skirt. As you walk past, like, oh, they actually chiseled that in. Awesome. And as you carry on walking past these wide, beautiful cobbled roads, the only time that Makra, you didn't make it to the Thebo siege because you were injured. However, Grildar, the last time you saw this, the city was aflame. Trebuchets were firing continuous barrages of oil into the city. But they've rebuilt well in the last years. And
with the trebuchets in front of all of the infantry.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. We are, and and they've rebuilt well. Most of the side roads are quite narrow, barely enough for one cart to fit down. But this main thoroughfare that leads to the Obsidian Palace is this very wide, beautiful cobbled road, rebuilt. So it's brand new, kind of like got this nice sunlight sheen to it, leading towards a central fountain, depicting Zeus holding aloft the Book of Knowledge with a sprig of oak in his left hand. And like all statues, he's peeing into the water, into the fountain. This is where most of the city gets their water. To your left, though, there is a huge ancient aqueduct that was rebuilt after the war. And water funnels into the rest of the wells and fountains and the main fountains all throughout the city. They are nowhere near like any rivers or anything like that. So the nearby water comes from the mountains, and that's their most impressive work of engineering. The Theboans have built an aqueduct that's several hundred miles long, coming from all different hills and mountains all around the city to come towards this most defensible position. But you guys meet in the main square, and the main square is like 200 feet in diameter, big circular, and buildings like crush towards it. They almost lean over it. They're not allowed to build on it. So this is the most popular place. So you see all the businesses and the taverns have tried to get as close to this place as possible. Some of them are even a little bit cheeky today, and you see they've put like chairs and sunbeds all out the front of their shops so people can come down and relax. And you can see the very relaxed atmosphere here. And Grildar, that they have a law that in the middle of the day, Theboans are allowed 3 hours rest to go home when it's high sun.
Siesta.
I don't want to call it that, but yes, it's a siesta.
What's the Greek word? What's Spanish?
I have no
mean
clue.
siesta?
I'm assuming it's just siesta.
Siesta meaning in Spanish. I imagine it's got Greek origin, hasn't it?
And Gwendeth, from where you are, you can see the obsidian blade crushed up against the main square.
Is there a giant dragon on top of it?
No, in fact, there's a few people outside. What look like Theboans sitting on this round table, smoking from a hookah pipe.
Okay, guys, this is it. This is what you've waited your whole life for. We're gonna go in there and kill a dragon.
I feel like that's probably not going to be the case, but I hope we do for your sake.
I waltz in.
Okay, so as you waltz in, the place is airy and cool compared to the outside. They have mass amounts of what looks like ivy growing all over the rafters, leading all around the room, dangle slightly. There's berries growing from them, and as you walk in, a tall, wily man wearing barely anything really except for a shawl and what looks like a white undergarment, which is long over one leg. And he goes, "Ah, come on in, guests." You see it's rather empty at this time. And he goes, there's like 1 or 2 people in the corner having a midday kind of snooze here after their drink, which is empty in their lap. And he goes, "Come on over, for Mr. Keys will help. Sit, sit, sit." And he points towards the stalls in front of the kind of like black oak desk. And it looks burnt. This oak desk looks like it's got some history to it. And he says, "Sit down, I get you drinks."
I'm actually here on specific business.
Ah, business. Where are
And
you from?
I hand him the message. I'm from Redfoot Mountain.
Never heard of it. And he hands you the letter back. Begins pouring some drinks. Wine, I assume it is?
Oh, no, I'm gonna kill a dragon, so no wine. I'll have water.
Water? Well, go out and get it yourself. Points out the door towards the fountain some 100 feet away.
Okay,
I'll
fine.
have a wine, please.
I'll have
Okay.
wine then.
Alright.
Wine for me as well, please. Thank
And he
you.
goes, "Would you care to try my wife's wine?"
Is that a euphemism?
Excuse me.
That's exactly.
He he looks bewildered and goes, "No, we make our own wine here."
Oh, yeah, sure. Your
Just
wife's
the
wine
house,
then.
yeah, house.
Yeah.
wine.
Perhaps you could bring a bottle and some small glass and let us taste it before we decide.
Okay, and then he begins bringing it all over and brings you small thimble glasses, begins pouring this. It's kind of syrupy, this red wine, very deep, rich blood colour. Pours it into the thimbles and goes, "Taste, taste, taste."
I taste it.
Okay, it is sweet.
Swirl it around with
Yeah,
it.
it's immediately sweet. It hits your mouth and like immediately makes your jaw tense of how sweet it is. And he goes, "Yes, it's made with the petals of several orchids. And honey, of course. Honey. Everyone puts honey and stuff here. And it's kind of like a sweet red wine, like almost to the point when it's too sweet."
Like a dessert wine?
Yeah, I'd go for that.
Do you have something a little bolder?
Drier.
Like a black dragon.
I've read your letter. There's no black dragon here, friend. And then he pours you a kind of like a dry, kind of like almost transparent pink wine. This one, made at the Grove. See, made out of all of the finest grapes, but at the end, it's strained and flavoured and spiced with goodberry.
I know another about good berries. I tried that one.
It's delicious. It's not too sweet, but it has kind of like a bitter. It like dries out your mouth after you've had like a glass of it, type thing.
We'll go with the Goodberry wine.
And nice. He goes, "1 bottle is 4 silver pieces."
I'll have the wife's wine.
Ooh, he looks really excited, and he goes, 1 silver piece for the bottle.
Would you like to split a bottle, Miss Redfoot?
No, I'm paying. I got all of us here, and I know it's a real letdown that there's not a giant dragon waiting for us. I know you've all been really looking forward to it. I have.
Are there any gnomes in here, Liam?
There are not, no, I'm afraid. But you guys settle down for a wine break, a little bit of a siesta, and that's where we're going to take a 5-minute break.
All right.
So I might need a poo.
All right. We're back from the 5-minute break. So you guys are sitting in the Obsidian Blade, drinking sweet wine, dry wine. What the hell is that?
'Tis not me.
Someone's throwing stuff around the room.
Oh, the sound? Sorry, that's just...
Yeah. I see. It's the kitty playing. Okay, so the owner comes up to you, proprietor, Domesticus, and he sits on a stool and he says, "You see that over there?" And he points towards the desk. That has history, friends. Would you like to hear?
Does it involve a dragon?
It involves fire.
Ah, Gwen just slumps
Tell
together.
the tale.
Yeah.
See, during the siege, right, my father owned this taverna. And while we are under siege, we were hit. And our tavern burned to the ground. But you know what he did? He saved his father's desk. That thing there, and you see this blackened shard piece of desk. And he says, "We keep it here as the bar now to remind our patrons of what happened." You know, our taverna has got a little bit of history. Yeah. We survived the siege, and here we are, doing well again. And he's like, his eyes are just on Grildor.
Yeah, there's no emotional connection whatsoever with me, so I'm just... Yeah, okay.
Okay, so are you guys speaking amongst yourself? He stands up and walks to the two that are asleep in the corner.
So, excuse me.
Yes?
I'm to understand there's a teleportation circle here. You wouldn't happen to know where I'd find it, would you?
That's the Collegium, my friend.
Could you point me in the direction?
Come here. And he walks you out into the main square, and it's bustling. But over the people, you know, like I said, this is kind of like on the edge of the mountain. It's quite like hilly. It goes up in tiers. He points towards a large, well, it looks like a temple. It's got like, from where you are, you can see that it's got a large bronze dome on top. And then it's flat, and you see there's balconies and terraces and a rooftop garden. And he goes, "Collegium."
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Now there's no dragon here, guys. I'm just gonna disappear for a while, if that's all right with you. Shall we meet back here?
Where are you headed, fine sir?
The Collegium, I believe it's called.
Ah! What's that?
Well, apparently it's the place that holds the teleportation circle.
Right. I will come with you.
Come along then.
Excellent.
Anyone else?
I'll just be here, drinking wine, hoping for a dragon to land on the roof.
I'll be here
I'll
as
just
well.
nod and keep drinking my wine.
Alright, so Chester and Lantix are going to the Collegium. Grildar, are you staying in the taverna?
I am.
Alright, nice. Okay, so Lantix and Chester, you begin heading through the city, you know, weaving your way this way and that, pushing through people. The place is a bustling city, and as you begin climbing, you realise it's like hilly, and you begin to get a bit tired as you finally reach the Collegium's grounds, which are these very vast gardens, very similar to the way that Rocket's background looks on his pottery, in fact. And it's got these tiered buildings, these balconies overlooking a main kind of like lawn that leads towards a fountain. And behind that fountain is the entrance. And the entrance has no doors, it's just pillars all the way around. You just walk in. And as you walk in, it's got this very vast hall and spiral staircases leading up. And you see there are acolytes and erudites and all kinds of mages and different types of scholars travelling about with their books. There's desks set up everywhere, umbrellas outside. And there is, as you walk past Lantix, you see how free this society is. There's lectures going on in the gardens, surrounded by people just listening in, getting a free education. And
Nice.
as you walk in, you see the people are busily scribbling notes as they're watching, and some of the peasants and city goers are just sitting there listening, you know, having a bit of a show, listening, learning stuff. And there is classes here. You see kids are lined up along pews, and there's a chalkboard on one of the walls, and it looks like one of the erudites given a lesson on the alphabet here, and how to write and read. And as you approach one of the desks, it looks like a clerk of sorts. And he looks up, clicks his shoulders. "Can I help you?"
I'm hoping you might be able to. I understand you have a teleportation circle here. Is that right?
We do. Can I ask who's asking?
Of course. My name is Lantix Raskorin. I'm an erudite savant for Mokhul City.
Oh, you're from Neria.
I passed through guest lecturing.
No, I can't help you. And he goes back down to his papers.
Racism.
Perhaps someone could.
I don't know, maybe... I know, Master Gillas.
And where might I find Master Gillas?
Upstairs. And he doesn't even look up as he says it.
I will wander off.
Mm-hmm. He kind of eyes
Is
Chester behind you with one, like, menacing, kind of threatening eye.
Oh. Good day.
Oh, you're not... Oh, where are you from?
Me. I am from the city of Bridges, Longinia, good
Oh,
sir.
Linginia, I've heard it's fantastic. The bridges, the spanning archways.
The culture. Perhaps you've heard of me, Chester Decker.
Roll a deception check.
So I was on Discord, give me a moment. Scrolly. Scrolly. Slowy.
Oh, aren't you the one that wrote the Monolith and Me?
Yes, that's me.
How do you pronounce the fiend?
Which there were many, and they were
spider
perilous.
that seduced the dwarf.
Del fuego la arachna, you mean?
Oh, I love the Bretonnian accent. Oh, say it again.
Perhaps later. Do you have a library, good sir, that I may peruse? I'm a writer, don't you know?
Oh, it's upstairs. Follow that spiral staircase. One moment, I'll write you a writ.
Thank you.
And hand you it.
And I'll sign it and return it to him. Here you go.
Thank you, Mr. Decker. And he holds up what looks like a kind of rough copy of Monolith Can Me, and you don't know how it got here before you did. You have no
Deception's so powerful, it
And he
just
goes-
falls in his pocket.
Yeah. Well, when it's finished, you must send me the rest because you've only told half the tale.
Ah, yes. By design. They're thinking of splitting the book down into 3, of course, you know. More profits.
A trilogy. Oh, I can't wait.
Anyway, I would get much further along in my writings and musings if I could enter your library. May I?
Yes, of course. That spiral staircase.
Excellent.
Just say to Master Gillis that I sent you up.
Good, sir. In a moment, Lantix. I don't know if he's already gone.
No.
But
No. He just kind of follows after you.
Yeah, the guy
Oh.
shoots daggers at Lantix.
Right.
Right, you follow these. There's about 80 stairs leading up, and as you get to the top, there's a door. The wooden door creaks as you open it, and it opens up to the rooftop with these awnings set up to guard the students and the people here from the midday sun. And as you walk towards the desk there, it's kind of like a marble built into the actual floor. There's a man, bald-headed, very, very tan-looking, ink-stained arms, wearing erudite's robes of like a kind of vivid green with olive trim. And he looks up, sees you coming, Chester, sees you both and goes, "Hello."
Hello.
A guest, and behind him you can see there are, on a rack, dozens of like bags.
Fine place you've got here. I'm looking for the library, good sir.
The library? Right here, and he points towards the dozens of bags. And you see there are students just lounging around the entire roof, just reading from tomes. He says, he opens a book on his desk, turns it towards you, and you see it's like an index, and it's got like 1A, and then it just says names of books.
Ah, excellent. May I peruse? I've got permission from your man downstairs. Chester Decker, famous author.
Of course. Sure. And Lantix, you immediately realise what this is. This is a system for storing books in Bioshock Holding.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tap. barely tap Mr. Decker on the back. I'll be returning in a minute.
Ah, right you are. I shall be here.
I'll wander off as I assume a Bretonian form.
Aha. What, a human? Oh, what does a human
Yeah.
Lantix look like?
Oh, God knows. I need another token now.
No, just explain it. It's for now, that's fine.
Oh, I've got to find one as well.
I won't have time to implement it at the moment, so...
I know. He is relatively tall, bearded, blonde hair, quite long hair as well.
Mhm.
Still wearing his savant robes, the same as he normally wears. And everything else seems to be relatively Lantixy,
Oh,
just with a slightly new form,
Okay, so
as all his forms seem to be.
what are you both looking at? Or what are you both doing?
I wandered off.
Okay, so you wandered off around the roof.
Well, back down.
Oh, back downstairs into the main collegium. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Chester?
I am going to turn back to the man. I'm going to make sure that Lantix is gone first. I'm going to watch him go.
Yep, he does.
Ooh, right,
Yeah, he
mate.
scurries off quite quickly after he touches you.
I guess I just see his back. I don't see his change. He doesn't even register it. He's just completely on something else. Right, mate. I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for, anything you got on old magic, really old.
How old?
Oldest you got.
Well, most of our books were confiscated by the God King after the siege. Anything powerful, actual of substance.
The God King, you say? Oh, I know him. Hmm.
You know the
Ooh.
God King.
Well, we've met once or twice,
That's funny
Chester
because you
Decker.
actually have, haven't you?
Yeah, I think that's your deception.
No, you
Chester Decker, famous author.
Ah, okay.
So you're saying, sorry, you're saying that most of your books have been moved to the Empire, have they? Well, at least the capital.
Yes, I'm in frequent contact with Zashida there. If I do need to borrow something, she's nice enough to send it on over.
You mean to tell me that she's got a collection of old magic books just lying around?
Not lying around, I assume.
Well, fuck a Moghulian princess. I need to get back there quite quickly.
He looks at you weirdly and goes, "You've got a way with words, Chester Decker."
Sorry, I forgot myself for a moment there. I've been in the presence of someone for quite some time and failed to ask. Anyway, adieu. It appears that I have extended my search as much as I can here. Thank you for your hospitality.
Master Gillas scratches his sweating bald head, as if he doesn't know what the fuck just happened, and says, "Oh yes, have a lovely day. Bye." Sits back at his desk.
And I'll walk down the stairs, try and find Lantix, especially since I know where he's going.
Alright, Lantix, what are you doing?
I am heading back to the guy at the front desk.
Okay, yeah, as you walk down towards him, he looks up, goes, "Hello, can I help you?"
Ah, I suspect you can, good sir. I am Master Decker's assistant.
Oh, what a fantastic accent!
You previously gave him a writ to the library, but he now wishes to extend his presence to the teleportation circle and requires another writ, please.
Oh, of course. He just halfway through looks at you weirdly, shakes his head. I swear I've seen you before, and then hands you the writ.
It's Master Decker's frightfully imposing presence. I tend to blend into the background.
Ah, okay. Well, here's the writ. Once you're there, be sure to actually talk to Alexis.
I'll be sure to let him know.
But yes.
No, I'll let Master Decker know.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. My bad. Forgive me, uncultured Theoboan, of course.
Not a problem.
No.
Good day.
Well played. Okay, so you're heading towards the further part. Alright, so...
Yeah.
So you head towards the teleportation. It takes a while to find, but you have to head up one of the spiral staircases, and it leads into a room underneath the dome. which you can't get through from the roof. And as you walk in, it's quite a dark, dimly lit area, and there is a bookish woman with like kind of a dishevelled appearance. Her hair's tied back. It's kind of like a mustardy yellow blonde colour, and she has green eyes and a very tan complexion. And she's and there's all these like tall books, like they're maybe 3 or 4 foot on altars all around the room. And in the centre, Lantix, is 2 teleportation circles, faintly glowing purple. She's wandering around, and she doesn't even notice you've come in, and then she goes, "Oh, well, hello.
Ah, you must be Alexis.
I'm Alexis. Always. I haven't had a visitor in some time. And is it day? I mean, I didn't expect anyone during the night."
It is the day, yes.
"What time? I've just had dinner."
Congratulations. But anyway, pressing matters. I am the assistant for Master Decker. You might have heard of him.
No, I don't really get out here. I'm stuck.
Oh no.
Regardless, I have a writ here for the use of a teleportation circle.
Ooh, let me see. He grabs it. Ugh. Okay. Where are you going?
Unfortunate business, I'm afraid. Bloody Mokhul City, isn't it?
Oh, you're going to the Mokhul City. Ooh, Sashida will be happy to hear that I'm sending someone her way. Can you give me a moment?
Take all the time you need.
She folds up the writ, puts it in like the apron pocket, and then she begins weaving runes in front of her, and then casts, closes her eyes, and says, "Sashida, have somebody wanting to come? Maybe use Portal 4? Is that okay?" And then she turns back to you and says, "She'll get back soon. Normally it's within 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes she's busy and doesn't reply straight away." Oh! She just looks off into the distance towards a candlelight and goes, goes silent. "Yes, of course." She says she will be available in a few hours if you wish to. Station circle. How did you get this writ? We rarely give them out.
Well, you see, Master Decker, he's a man of some repute. It's unfortunate you haven't heard of him, but he is quite a remarkable man.
And I'm assuming he's willing to pay the toll?
I believe I was told by your man on the desk that the fees were all covered.
Don't really want to go out there, but can you make a persuasion? No, deception check. There's definitely deception. I will have to check. Just so I don't have to leave, she begins casting the sending spell again.
Would you like me to go and get a written permission?
You could. I don't really wish to go down there, and she looks towards the door as if it's the worst place to go ever.
Well, yes, I understand. You're important, just like Master Decker. That's why he has people like me to do the dirty work for him. Don't trouble yourself.
Okay. So
I'll
just get back to work. Yeah. She finishes the spell halfway through. Okay, so while you're doing that, we'll go over to Grildar, Makra, and Gwendeth in the taverna. So at that moment, you guys, as the Lantix and Chester leaves, the 2 people in the far corner wake up and begin, and just kind of stare towards you guys.
Gwendeth has got increasingly more drunk.
Okay.
What does this note that you've got then actually say? Like,
Okay, it says he knows I'm following him, which is part wrong and part right because I actually had no idea where he went, but I was trying to follow him, and I should come here and meet with him. Presumably so he could kill this last thorn in his eye, finally.
side, I think, mate.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's still surprising that he knows you exist, I'm not going to lie. Did he give you any times or dates?
Oh no, he just said to come here. I assumed because he's, a dragon, I'd see him.
Do you know his actual name other than El Diablo?
What do you mean actual name?
Like, has he got I don't think his mum called him El Diablo.
I don't know how dragons do things, look.
I'm not sure either, to be fair.
He knows! I know you know, Adrian. I know you fucking know his real name. You just don't want to say it, because you will never say his real name. He can't do it. He's gonna keep calling
when
him
the bomb coming around wiping the tables, and I'm like, so we were told to come here to meet a dragon. Do you have any idea about that?
He's asking.
I asked that to Barman.
Oh, what did you ask? Sorry, I thought you were talking to Gwendef.
Alright, I goes, so yeah, we were asked or told here to come here by a dragon. Know anything about that?
Your dwarvish friend has already told me. No, I don't know any dragon.
Do you know a man who, has much more skills than a man should have? Who you could have maybe mistaken for a person, even though he was a giant dragon?
Are you talking about Dragonborn?
No.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. And you notice that two people in the corner have got slightly agitated and standing up with their arms folded.
Okay.
You two. What do you know about El Diablo?
What? Nerian?
Did I stutter?
I think you should leave our fucking bar. And then the other says, yeah, before somebody gets hurt. And he seems
Did he send you?
No,
He seems
no,
to touch
calm
something.
down, people. Calm down.
Underneath his throat.
You really don't want to be doing that. It's going to end very badly for you.
Is that
He's
so?
afraid of me.
The proprietor's like, right, no funny business here. You two, you leave now, or you never come in again. They just kind of snort, leave. That's when, from the staircase, the white staircase in the far corner. I'm assuming that was just a decker. Yep. From the far corner, someone begins walking down the stairs. This woman is dressed in all of the finery of a noble woman. She's got these Samite kind of robes that are stitched between the legs, forming trousers as they go down. She wears the front of the robes loose, like a blouse, so you can see her very, very tanned, almost dark-skinned chest, leading up to an angular face full of sharp features. And as her green eyes go across all three of you, she regards Gwendef with a smile. And the smile is she's got stark white teeth. And her black hair, is tied up in a tight bun with a pink ribbon. And she just walks towards the table and sits with you guys.
Hello.
Afternoon.
Is it still? I was hoping it was evening by now. We've been here for a while.
Yeah, we've had quite a bit of wine.
He goes, it's just coming past midday rest. She leans in. May I have time alone with your friend? And points towards Gwenda.
Have you got a room up there with wine?
I do not.
I'll go shuffle over the other side of the room and look at her approvingly. Is this far enough?
He nods.
I'll sit back down where them two guys that would be knobheads were sat.
Her head cocks towards Grildar, and it's a very weird the way she does it. She doesn't turn her head like someone else. It's instantly there, and it twists slightly. He says, and you?
Oh, you want me to get up? Pick up the bottle and walk over to where my prize.
Okay, so Gwendef, you're alone with this woman. She just stares at you, and then says nothing much, and you can see these green eyes, almost the colour of noxious gas.
Where are you hiding him?
Where am I hiding who?
El Diablo.
I've always hated that name.
So where is he?
Before we get on to that, Miss Redfoot, let me tell you a story. A long time ago, there was a mountain range. And in that mountain range, there lived a lot of dragons. And these dragons rarely ventured forth from this valley, rarely wished to deal with the mankind that surrounded them. They stuck to themselves. They were territorial family, but they were close-knit and they all knew each other. Once a year, they would come together to talk about the past, the ancient past, and their great mother would tell stories around great magical crystals, and we would listen intently. And then, some dwarfs moved into the mountain. Their name were Redfoots. Is this ringing any bells in your hollow skull?
And look, I had a lot of wine.
I can tell, and I waited for you to be inebriated.
Hollow and really thick. As Grodal's been listening.
You aren't supposed to be listening. She wanted to talk to me alone.
Sorry.
And these dwarfs, they waged war on these dragons. They killed them mercilessly. They slaughtered them. They took their skins, wore them like trophies. They hung their heads above their fires, and they dug deeper into the mountains. They got their claws into the treasure, and slowly but surely this lineage of draconic power faded from the world. Your family, killed every single one but one of them. So I killed every single one of your family but one in kind.
Gwyneth has now sobered up.
She just stares at you and says, if you want to do it here, I'll crush you. But I'd rather you have an entire life lived knowing that I killed the rest of your family, just like your family did it to mine.
Well, there's two ways this ends. I either pierce your head with an arrow right here, or I'm gonna chase you for the entirety of my life till I keel over dead.
Sounds like fun. And she clicks her fingers, and the proprietor brings over a bottle, and she pours one into hers and then one into yours.
No, I've had enough.
I think you haven't. We'll drink to that.
Well, I drink. Gwyneth drinks.
She drinks hers. She stands and says, I'm checking out, proprietor. I'll be leaving Thebo soon. And then
I'm gonna we just roll wisdom really quick. Well, I get out my bow and I fumble around the quiver to get an arrow out.
And the proprietor's like, please, no, not here. This woman turns to face
I
you.
will stand up and walk over.
Okay.
Well,
Everything alright, Gwyneth?
she's him.
What?
And then the woman says, I have no clue what she's talking about. I merely wished to ask her if she could help defend a caravan to Mokhul City. She looked like the adventuring type, and she's drawing her bow, threatening to kill me.
Dragon?
I am no dragon. She said this. I am not. You're blaming me. She goes to step back. Goes, sir, and points towards the proprietor. She's had enough to drink. We should probably push her out. Proprietor's like, could you please leave?
Well, it doesn't matter if I shoot her outside or inside.
I'll just check if I believe what she's saying.
You can roll an insight check. Oh, holy shit. You actually got exactly what you needed. Fuck. So, Grildar, this woman is a very keen liar. She is deceptive, wily, and she knows the way to speak. And you literally can just see it. You can just see that sparkle in the eye, the way that these certain type of people love to lie and twist people. And you can see that she's obviously agitated Gwendef, and then she's lying through her teeth, buttery, unctuous, just so that she's seems like the innocent person here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know her quite about being a dragon. You don't know if she's a dragon, but she's definitely wound Gwendef.
I mean, if Gwyneth is literally saying it out loud, and I know that she's lying about other stuff, I have a pretty good suspicion that he might be right. Judge might be right.
Yeah.
And I'll say to Gwyneth, well, I do think it's time to go home. Come on, Gwyneth, and I'll wrap my arm around her, I guess, waist, because it's about as high as I can reach. I was going to say shoulder, but that's going to be awkward.
I'll sober up and I'll hunt you down and I'll shoot an arrow through your goddamn head, and you'll be the last dragon ever to live on this world.
Oh, you plan to kill every other dragon?
Well, once I'm done with you.
You
And then at this point, Gwyneth just got scooted out of the room.
Oh, do remember what I said, Miss Redfoot.
Macro's asleep in the corner.
No one pays any mind to you, Macro. They just let you sleep in the corner.
Yep.
You're like Rocket Attack when he fell asleep on the speaker. Like, no one paid mind to him. He's asleep.
I'll add it to the countless list of things I'll never be able to forget.
Okay, so Gwendif, you are ushered out into the main kind of square, bustling, and as you look back towards the shutters, you see the this lady's walking up to the proprietor and puts one hand on his shoulder, and the proprietor nods and then goes back to work. I love that. Wait, I guess Paul doesn't come back.
Apparently not.
Word of advice: if you are intent on somehow hunting, well, look, I do believe it to be a dragon. She seemed intelligent enough to see through your plans, and if you wish any of us to assist you in this matter, you're going to have a bit more strength in this, or you will get yourself and us killed. And I don't intend on getting killed.
If you hadn't been there, I would have gone for it.
Yes, that's exactly my point.
I would have 100% killed her.
No. That is also my point.
Well, at least I would have put an end to it if I had died.
Yes, and is that what you're looking for? Just an end?
Well, it's either or.
Why?
But if I don't kill her, then well, everyone died for nothing. And if I at least die fighting her, then
you also died for nothing.
At least then I can enter the halls of my ancestors and not say that I quit the hunt.
And that's all you wish to achieve in this life?
Well, no, I want to kill the dragon. Look, roll that. I'm gonna sober up, and then I'm gonna go back in there and kill the dragon.
Right, well, it was nice knowing you then. Just let me get Macro out of there.
Yeah, you should probably get out of there before, it grows big, because then it'll collapse.
And I'll walk back in and I'll collect Macro and wake him up.
Yeah, so Macro, you're being... the thing you notice is you're walking Grilda, the woman's no longer there. The proprietor's just cleaning the child desk and going whistling along like a happy tune. And Macro, you're woken up after the 2.5 bottles of wine, and Grilda's in front of you.
Does the time go?
Alright then, big guy, let's go.
Alright.
And as you woke up, you see Gwendis just screaming at the proprietor where the dragon hat went to.
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Please leave my establishment.
Inside voices.
I'll be back.
I'll stumble out of the tavern. Tavern, whatever you call them.
I'll bring a bigger bow.
Taverna.
Taverna.
Right. Adventuring Guild. See if they've got anything for us.
Well, first you're going to have to sleep that off, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
They're going to ask you to do is polish some barrels, but...
Yeah, good point.
Well then, let's get you somewhere you can sleep.
Oh, I bet some good places to sleep in here.
I've probably noticed Macro tentatively looking at like a stack of hay around the street.
The grounds, the fucking bush nearby.
No, come on, stay awake. Let's go. I'll try and find some place where I can actually sleep.
What about Gwendif? What are you doing?
Gwendis just angrily goes to the water fountain and grabs a helmet and just pours water over her to sober up.
Yep. And as you do, one guy next to you goes, "You look like you could do with a toy." It brings up this small toy.
I throw the dragon box at his head.
Oh God! He's like, "Oh, a dragon box.
You can have that.
Why?"
I'll get my own dragon head and it won't be attached to a stupid toy.
"Oh, thanks, miss." He picks it up and runs off. Okay, so Lantix, you're heading back to get the writs.
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy, the clerk, says, "Oh, yes, well, the toll's still got to be paid. I assumed you and Chester could pay for that.
Oh, well, you see, Mr. Decker, he no longer sullies himself with currency.
Oh. Oh, that is special. Well, the toll was only 50 gold pieces per head.
A simple, small amount that can easily be waived, I'm sure, for Master Decker.
Well, it does take the time of some of our highest masters.
Alexis, you mean?
No, Alexis does not do the teleportations.
That's unfortunate. She seemed to be rather unbusy, so perhaps her time could be better spent.
Well, no, she's someone we keep up there to look after the place. She welcomes people. She also deals with a lot of secretary issues, especially when it comes to people arriving without proper warning. She's more of a abjuration specialist.
Well, if I really must interfere with Mr. Decker's important research in the library, I suppose I could disturb him for such a silly little matter as some coin.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll just glower at him.
Yeah, he just stares at you. He's like, I'm afraid the toll cannot be wavered.
I'll disappear again.
Okay, so where are you going?
I'll just head back to Alexis and pay it.
Yeah, okay, she's like, oh, how many people are going?
Well, ideally, we only need to actually send this parchment. But if I must go myself to deliver it, then I can do so.
Okay, what parchment is that?
I'll hand her a letter.
Okay.
It's for Zashida, so hopefully if she's on the other side, this should be a nice simple one.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so, well, Zashida says she'll be ready later, so if you could come back at sundown, that would be perfect.
It shall be done.
Okay, perfect. So she says, I will make sure that Master... What's his face? Master... His name's Homer. Master Homer will be here to teleport you.
I'll just give my best Chester Decker flourish and disappear.
Yep, okay.
Since Chester Decker is gone, we now have discount Chester Decker.
Okay, I do a really bad impression of Chester Decker.
Yeah, and you kind of like real bad. He goes, oh, I now know why he's the actor and entertainer.
Well, all my roles for like deception before, so they've all been 5, like really bad.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so
655.
So far, we have the group in Thebo. Gwendef has just met El Diablo. Grildar, Makra, and Gwendef may be heading, after they've slept it off, to the Adventurers Guild. Lantix is securing passage home, and that is where we will end this week's session. Right. Not the way I've expected this session to go. I did not know you were going to go to Thebo. I thought you were going to head home. Like, arrive back home after a month, but really, you're really shortening it, I guess, by coming here. Okay, so I want to thank Alex for the host, and also thank you for wishing me a happy birthday and the shout out on Twitter. That was great. Thank you, sir.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Woo!
Happy birthday to you.
Don't do it.
Happy birthday to you.
God.
Happy birthday, dear.
Happy birthday to
you.
And that's where we're going to end. Thank you, everyone.